Alright, it's coming on. It's coming on. And I'm gonna post the link.
You're all good. I'm loading up all of my meme tools as we speak.
Quickly. Alexa, load 3 Adobe products on separate monitors.
Alright, I think it's ready. Let me know if the stream is gay or stupid. And we were demonetized for that. Alright, guys. Are you guys ready? Because I think
ready.
it's time for last time. Anyone who does the last time is going to get a hero point.
Whoa. Alright. I could do last time if there are no volunteers.
Alright. That's fine with me.
I do actually take some notes, but I'll let you do it.
All right.
Yeah. I might ask questions here. Alright, so last time on Hanaq, we went to the, let me see the name of this abandon again. Hawaiian abandon. Kawaiku, right? Is how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
The Kawaiku abandon. And there was some, well, there's some stuff before that, but like, this is the main feature here. It's the Kawaiku
Well,
one.
you're missing the most important thing that happened before we got to the abandon. I got my pet Oingo.
Oh, right! Yes, we got, you still have the name.
Damn
it.
There we go. It's Overboard. We named it
Yes.
Overboard.
We started by helping. Realistically speaking, we started by helping out an old lady on the Oingo columns. Get to her, get back home. And a couple side quests involving getting our Oingo friend on the ship, which promptly tackled Gustavo. And our first journey was up toward the Kawaiku abandon, wherein we started being delusional, as it were. There's some weird stuff happening there with all these people who were under the impression that they needed as many followers as they could. Who all failed their saves for that, by the way? It was
that was
Paolo,
you as well as
You and Long.
There's Long, Ping, Rue, all failed saves on that. Like you were the first one to snap out of it because I grabbed your head and shook it around, and you managed to get it on the second will save.
Yeah, so a couple of us snapped out of the delusion, but the ones that were still there, we let them cook, because they needed a performance to put on to get their followers. Which went pretty well. I think you guys, I forget how many followers you guys got, but you guys did pretty well.
I had 10,000 for 10 seconds.
Promptly after having to cancel Civrev, we decided it was probably a good idea to try to find out wherever the fuck Sava went. I think it was like underneath the big flower, effectively. We went down there. We eventually found ourselves a draconian friend who seems to have had an Eidolon of sorts. Eidolon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, she said that. Oh yeah, she got on our ship because we were gonna go to find out wherever she needed to go to get somewhere safe, effectively. Because no matter where they went, people would want to fall under this particular delusion. But before we got anywhere safe, we saw a glint. There was a gunshot. The prompt shouting of duck, and that's, I think, where we are currently.
Yes. That's about it. Also, we signed up for the tournament.
Right, that too.
Before
yes.
we left the Oingo columns.
That was a great recap. Namely, I'll give you a hero point.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
All right, so we shout duck. Who's currently piloting the ship? That's the big question.
We're not on the ship. We took off into the forest, and
right.
the last scene we had was this individual that shot at us addressing me personally.
Ah, yes. I forget what the phrase they used was.
They said something. What leads to bitterness? Pride leads to
Pride
bitterness.
leads to bitterness.
Bees.
And yeah, so now we're in a clearing with them and
Still
the rest of
pretty
our
good.
party.
All right. This creature's before us. Do we have a visual descriptor?
I'll give you something even better. I have
Oh,
a
no.
half-finished token. Yeah.
Oh, boy,
Here you
a
go.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Look at this creature.
Yes, you see in front of you. He's a zebra, and I swear the rest of his body is totally colored in. He's just completely white. No, you see the essential details at least here, right? You see a pretty big zebra. He's got a giant gun with a star. There'd be more star emblems if I had a little bit more time, but I had to finish other stuff, so this is generally what he looks like. That seems to be, though, Sivrev, you recognize that's Sweetbell.
Of course.
Still pointing.
Pingwing's gonna dramatically
Yeah.
point at that individual.
Yeah, eventually
That.
you and Savo catch up, and then you're pointing.
Aha!
Alright.
Well, it took long enough. I could have found you sooner, you know, if you would have cooperated.
It's like
What's your deal, budda? Why you shooting at us?
he lowers
See,
the
Fred,
gun.
why aren't you stepping on it?
Do you know these individuals?
Oh yes, there are a lot that I picked up back on Mercy, except for that one.
Hello.
Before we proceed, I'd like to quickly ask. He lowers the gun. Just a little bit, though. It's not completely untrained. It's like he could still pick it up and aim it if he wants to, but he's like, have you seen... This music's not fitting, first of all. Like, quickly.
Yeah, we gotta get the
Get
the
this
proper
waterfall
scene here.
music out of here.
Okay, yeah! Dark. We need dark music for sure. I have to ask you a question first. He says, have you seen a tall, ghostly visage of a lady?
Not personally, but which one of you did? I think one of you told me about that.
Wasn't it the penguin?
I may have.
He'd probably ask for like a description of what it would look like maybe something she'd be wearing, and you would know, or at the very least, Gunter might have relayed to you, Penguin,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
details.
He said, I may have, and he's like, tell him, buddy, right? He holds up Gunter and just starts honking incoherently.
Yeah. What is he saying?
And then Penguin, okay, hang on, buddy, you gotta calm down here. And then he gives the proper description, right, of a lady that Gunter had had seen that night. I forget personally, like all the particular details.
Where exactly did you see her? He says, kind of looking around, aiming the gun at different spots now.
Well, first you're gonna have to put that gun away. No need to have that thing.
This gun is for your safety, not just mine. If the Lady of
Well, I think
Archibast
I'd put
comes back, could eat one
I
of
think
us.
I'd pretty safe without that thing being pointed at me.
He does it. He still like refuses
Well.
to put it away. He's kind of just like staring at you. In fact,
Yeah,
I think he'd give you one of these.
Look, don't worry about it, Ping. And anyway, we were back on the Oingo column, so there was a fog about the whole place.
That sounds about accurate. Have you seen them here?
No, we haven't seen them here. Well, what I want to know from you is why did you insist that I not try to find you?
He says, glancing around. There is a heavy presence of Coven agents on this planet. They are looking for the same thing that I am looking for.
Oh yes, what's that?
I'll have to explain a little bit more to you later. But all I have to say is that Shemesh made something that I want destroyed.
And it's all the way out here?
Yes. There was a lot about Shemesh that we didn't know until it happened.
I guess we'll have to catch up on that later.
My main concern right now is if the Lady of Archibast is going to come back. I saw her visage going towards this island. Someone informed me that they kidnapped him. That they kidnapped an individual on Oingo Columns and brought them here, or at least in this direction.
And who exactly is this lady?
Are you asking for the one who disappeared, or the Lady of
No,
Archibast?
no, the Lady of Archibast. Like, I'm asking... Like, are they a myth, or are they a spirit?
It is
What's
no
the
myth.
deal?
It appears to be a spirit that comes in the night and gobbles ponies up.
Yeah, Penguin is looking at Night Vale and Longfolia, just like, do these guys know each other? Like, like he's like looking at that way, gesturing towards Sivrev and the zebra out here.
Long's just
Yeah.
thinking, he's big.
So, Triple, how big is this zebra? Do I see like eye to eye to them with them now that I'm large?
I don't know. I don't know. You might be a little bit taller, but he's definitely bulkier than you.
I see.
Now, why were you trying to shoot our dragon friend?
That was a dragon?
I think that's what we called him, yes. That was a dragon, right?
Yes.
Yes, definitely a dragon. It had scales.
Sorry, I've not seen one of those before. I had assumed it was simply a monster. I assumed it was simply a monster local to this area. Kaiwaku Abandon is apparently... Kaiwaku Abandon is an extremely dangerous place. At least as far as we're told, and as far as I can see from being around here. It seems to be that there's some kind of a spell on this place.
Yeah, we've experienced that.
The Penguin's still like looking a little like angry. I'm still curious on why you decided to shoot at us.
The Lady of Archibast could be more than just could be more than just a ghost. It could also be an apparition being caused by a caster. I figured I saw a unique monster here doing something to the locals. I decided to take a shot. Was this your friend?
Yeah, it's our friend.
Very well.
And you
then
do
I will
best
shoot.
not to be shooting at us.
That's a bit much to say. We hardly know who they are.
No, they're a very cool person.
Very
And
well. They are alright. They are alright.
a solid 8 out of 10.
No,
He
more
thinks-
like a 6.
He starts to pause. It keeps on pausing for an awkward amount of time, and you guys kind of just staring at each other. And he's looking down. I do not believe I will need to shoot her.
Oh, good.
It is
Oh,
most
that means
likely
we
that
can
that
now
is
be
the
friends.
case.
All right.
So is this this thing of Samesh's the whole reason you're on this planet?
Yes. Himash left a number of
see.
artifacts, these grimoires, that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a very particular one, and so is, as far as I can tell, the Coven. But I need to get to it
I
first.
see. Did word of mercy ever reach this far?
Of course.
Okay.
But I figured that if I went back there, once I had learned that there was a heavy Coven presence on that planet as well, I was sure to leave. From what I understand, they actually had a colony of sorts they were keeping under close eye. That's at least something that I learned from exploring the surface.
Yes. Well then, where to now?
Are you interested in helping me destroy this artifact?
If I will have to. Let's get back to the ship. I want to know what this is first.
I'll be able to tell you then, he says, getting up.
We still have to find the smaller dragon.
I was just about to say that.
I
You
thought
didn't
we
have to
picked him up on the
steal.
way out here.
Smaller
You
dragon?
did?
Yeah, her brother, the little one,
Actually,
that was
no.
running the show.
She, that little brother, Muku, never
Yeah.
really showed up.
Never found him.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you did.
Oh, that's not good.
He
Uh,
may
we,
Yeah, we
still
we
did
can
be
search
back.
around for a little bit, but the ship's gonna get crowded.
We saw them briefly though, didn't we?
Yes, you saw them
Something
briefly.
going down.
Yeah.
All right. And I forget they weren't entirely suffering the delusion, but they definitely sank into the
No,
fact that
they didn't. They were just playing into it. They didn't
yeah.
believe the delusion at all.
They were more into
All right,
it
let's
than the other dragon was.
let's
far as, like-
round him up real quick. Do you know of anything else that Is there anything else particular of danger on this abandon? We already found who's creating the mass delusion.
If the Lady of Archibast is here, then we are in danger, he says. I have encountered her.
Hmm.
I have encountered her once, and that was not a good time.
Did she not like you?
I would say that like or dislike is irrelevant to whether or not she attacks you, or to herself in general. She appears to just be an angry spirit.
That's
I
kind
think
of
that we need
aberration.
to, yeah, we gotta work out what's with that lady.
All right. Let's track down those two dragons real quick.
You know, I got the pigman pulls out his little like notepad and he starts, writing down like, all right, task 1, find blue dragon. Okay, that's and he looks around. That's gonna be a little bit of an undertaking. He sees all the big trees around, right?
Before I come
Which way?
Oh yeah. Before I come any closer, Sivrev, I'm actually going to ask this out of character. Is there any way that Stellar Seekers could verify that they're, true and honest kicker?
Oh, like the fucking secret handshake or something?
Yeah. Do they have anything like that?
There probably would be like there's some sort of mantra that they would all know. But I mean, with me particularly, I'm a very particular person. I'm surprised they didn't open with "How the fuck are you so large?" But like my eyeballs are still at least a rather unique thing.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. He probably would have
So
brought that up, realistically speaking. It's
so
just
that
it didn't cross my
that
mind.
was I mean that's probably a unique enough identifier. Just the way I look. In
By
my
the way,
eyes.
Sivrev, why are you so much bigger? He would maybe
I'm
ask
blaming
it.
that bird for this still, unless you have a better idea.
I did nothing.
I don't know. I know you had enlargement scrolls.
Skill issue.
Look, what's more likely? That you just fucked up a spell? Or that I just, for no particular reason one day, decided to grow to twice my size?
I
Is
like
this
the second
reversed?
option.
He asks.
What did he say?
Has this effect on you? Has it reversed?
Reversed? No. I mean, I've been this way ever since. It's been quite some time now.
Of course, you were an orphan, so you never would have known whether, or at least as far as I could tell, you didn't seem to know your parents too well, or want to talk about them very
Orphan.
much. I always
Why is
had
everyone an
assumed so.
orphan?
I've always
I know they're
assumed
orphan.
so. You never talked much about your parents, and you came into
Well,
the group at young age.
fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I never did mention that to you.
Well, you probably would have known then whether or not your parents whether they had the genetics to become awakened or not.
I do not know what you're talking about.
More
They
to
weren't big, if that's what you're asking.
More to elaborate on later. Then he says, getting up. Right now, our main focus is staying alive, whether or not the Lady of Archibast is on this planet now. You said you have a ship, right?
Yes.
I don't feel well about leaving those individuals up here. It may be safe to leave now.
I don't know what we can do for them. I don't know if we move that Eidolon away from this abandon, perhaps it will fade on them. I'm not certain.
It probably will. They did mention that they came here because it started happening around them.
Yeah, Penguin's kind of like thinking about that one. Oh,
I don't
well, I
know.
was gonna help him out a little bit. Those things are a little rowdy. Hard to control
I d-
those things.
I'm not sure that they're entirely correct. I saw like very specific structures and talismans dedicated to keeping up this ruse. It doesn't seem like it's just an effect emanating from them.
If I recall correctly, those are abjuration, though. Yeah.
What?
Abjuration.
They, like when I detected magic, I remember asking like what school of magic it was. I think it was abjuration.
I don't remember that detail actually.
There was there were a bunch of little talismans with illusion
Tulus.
magic.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was all those trees, and they seemed to go to the center of that plant in the center that wasn't really a plant.
Maybe that's just a side effect of the Clapper's magic.
Yeah.
Though it seems that yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was constructed here over the years, so it doesn't look like there actually was a degree of structure to this whole place. I'm saying that out of character, just like
Yeah.
that's something you guys
Yeah.
would have observed. There was like stuff that you would have had to build and put
Okay.
there manually.
So out of character, what are we gonna need to roll up to try to find these two creatures? Because I think we at least want to check in with them. I don't know if they're leaving with us or not.
For searching for the little dragon, you're gonna probably just have to do either survival or perception, unless you guys can think of another unique way of searching for it. But I will
Okay.
also say that things are getting quite dark now.
Look, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, gang. Roll them out.
All right. If it's dark, we're in a forest. We're looking for the blue guy. All right, and he kind of like flicks his he flicks his talon. We got the
Hmm.
we got that one spell. That one. Oop. I'll just cast this up. And then what was the roll?
Perception or nature?
Good job.
Perception.
All right. They are the same for me, so I'm going to use this with my goggles of night. Here we go.
Okay, so you're starting to search through the forest a little bit. Oh, thank you, Nightvale. That's also a good roll. I'm going to have to take a look through a couple of things real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi. Just taking a look at a couple of different things.
You're good.
We're looking.
Gunter, it's still kind of just
Do
like
I see with my special eyes?
All right, so I'm going to add to Nightvale's and Pingwing's inventory. Oh, and Sever also did a perception check. I'll do that. I'm going to give this to you, Nightvale. You find, and I think you're actually high level enough to just instantly know what this is, a necklace of fireballs. This is just kind of laying on one of the trees, where normally a Fulu would be.
Oh, I like whoever left these here thinking.
we found a loaded gun on a tree.
Yeah.
As one does.
I do like Triple the meme of a paladin with a rifle.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like unique dedication, I guess you could say.
Hey, Mr. Nightvale, that's a really fancy necklace you got there. I didn't notice that on you before.
Put that in your pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
These are my balls of fire.
Oh, wonderful. He's got those things now.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna actually give this one. Don't look at your inventory just yet, because you
Yeah.
don't really know what this is, and I have to quickly put on this little mysterifier. All right, you can take a look. There is a mysterious object. It looks to be like some kind of tablet that looks like one of the Fulus. It has like written in the same language, maybe. But you know, they're made out of. They're like actually made out of clay. Still don't really know what they are. It seems to be magical.
If are we able to do some
Yeah.
identification rolls?
Yeah, let me post that to chat.
Awesome. Okay. Seems magical, huh? Gotta try this one.
Oh, let me take a look at that.
Like, wow. Okay, you guys actually got the same roll. But Pingwings was a little bit higher, so I will reveal it to you. Identify item. This appears to be warding tablets.
Whoa! Warding tablets for next action. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. More takes the form of a series of baked clay tablets. Yeah.
Could have sworn another thing, by the way. Here's the interesting thing about these. It seems that these tablets, you may have found out that maybe some kind of string of magic that's used here for the spells, like, you know, spells are a long list of instructions, right? And one of these strings generally have the unified theory effect of warding off ghosts. Maybe you found this out when you were on that one island in Mercy Eden. So it's a little odd little thing that you pick up with your extremely high roll. I'm gonna just show this to everyone. You rolled like a crit success on that identify roll.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what you find out about it. The warding tablets seem to scare away ghosts, or at least you think.
And what was that note about Mercy Eden? Sorry, I'm just writing that down.
Oh, it's just my explanation for why you'd know. Like, maybe you
Okay.
found out, like, oh, yes, this type of magical line. Ghosts hate the smell of that for some reason. Something like that.
Yeah. I take it these are just little tablets you could hold in, like, one hand or something? Or are
Yeah.
they bigger than that? Yeah.
They're little.
He's
So
so
is-
like...
Is this supposed to be a spell book?
No, they're tablets.
Now look, there's no pages in this, and he's like holding it up for Nightvale to see. It's all one big thing.
I was just saying that the item itself is supposed to be a spell book.
Yeah, it's a grimoire of type, but I'm just describing it like,
Okay.
this is how they're just tablets with a bunch of words inscribed on them, maybe in a really small font.
Ah, gotcha. I see.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold on to this thing. This is
So
interesting.
we found a couple of trinkets.
But no sign of
Did
Muku.
anyone find the dragon? Did everyone even roll initially? So I think only
People
3 of us
did.
rolled to look for the dragon.
Was it 3? Two.
Sivrev, Pingwing,
Oh.
and Nightvale looked.
Hmm.
And Sivrev, you didn't find anything, actually.
Yeah. I figured as much. But if Long or Cheto would like to contribute to the search effort,
Huh? Oh, I thought you nerds will be able to find him way easier than me.
No, you gotta
Alright.
keep those bird eyes of yours peeled too, Savo.
Ah, fine. Okay, I'm gonna roll for the secret perception check, right?
Do that.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
One
I guess.
GM roll. There you
Ooh.
go.
All right. Longfolia, I'll give you this. As you guys keep searching for the island, I think Longfolia, you'd come up with maybe some way of searching it that is very effective. I'm not sure how your inventor mind would come up with it, but you'd be able to conclude pretty definitively that you can't find anything resembling that dragon. But I will tell you this. You get close to the edge of the island. Give me a second.
Well, it's actually quite simple to have a definitive search for this, because you see, borrowing a shed scale from our other dragon friend, you do know that they emit a slight trace of a decaying compound that you can track in the air, actually, with a bit of a combined... Well, I won't get into the chemical formula of that right now. It might be a little bit too advanced or just casual conversation. But what you can do is when you mix this in, it actually has a visible set. So you can trace if there is any residue in the area. And so basically, you just kind of have to wave the little smoke around and let it spread, and then you can see if there's any reaction in the area. Given how there's not, it's kind of safe to say that there is no dragon in this area.
That's pretty brilliant. I'm going to give you a hero point. The only reaction you get is when you go back close to... Hold on, I just look at my notes again. When you go back to Stussy, he's like, "What are you doing? Spraying that
It's
around
kind of
me?"
like a pink birthday party looking smoke that comes out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
real faint though, but
You're on the ship.
Oh.
And
Well, is the dragon coming with us, or do they want to stay on the island? 'Cause I forget. Oh, what a sound.
you
Yeah.
hear the sound while you're on the ship with Stussy, and she kind of like looks back. What the hell is that? Only you and Longfolia, maybe, or Stussy and Longfolia can hear this because maybe they were the only ones on the ship. I'm just giving that to you because of your
steam
high roll.
reactors are active. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's what you hear though.
Gotcha.
It's just like hammering underneath the ship
Alright.
somewhere.
So Longfolio is not with the search party out in the woods.
Maybe
the
you guys dispersed a little bit. I is what I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
The little
I'm
one's
just
a
joking.
lost cause. Let's get out of here.
Lost
Penguin just kind of like,
That's my brother.
Well, if you want to stay on this island and keep looking for him, you're welcome to.
no. And Penguin looks to her. All right, so you know him better than any of us. I mean, you can look at tracks all day, but clearly, if he's been hanging around here a while, you probably know where he went off to or where he normally does.
There's only one place we ever dare go to in public, and that's Cocoa Atoll, she says, pointing off the island to the atoll in the distance. You'd probably be able to see it from here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And does your brother have wings and/or means to get there?
He's not the strongest flyer, but theoretically, yeah, he could make it.
And then Penguin looks at Sevrev.
Is he scared off? I need to be
What?
absolutely sure, though, that we're not just leaving him behind to die to that pig.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
we're pretty sure that we can't find him.
all right, Miss Stussy, you're gonna have to help us out here. We could go back out there, but yeah. He's kind of like looking out into the forest. It's probably like what, like midnight at this point?
Yeah.
We could either go out there in the dark right now and possibly run into our wonderful lady in the night. And he looks at the zebra. I forget what the ghost name was. It just escaped me.
Lady of Archibast, yeah.
That one. Lady of Archibast, or we could wait till the daytime, try to find your brother there.
What if he's taken by that point?
Alright, that's a good point.
Supposed to do right now? This is wrong.
Yeah. He's looking at Sivrev. Come on, Sivrev. You're not scared of the dark, are you?
What do you want me to do?
You're gonna come with us, and we're gonna go out there. He looks out into the forest. He kind of has that air of like Penguin is kind of scared of the dark a little bit
We
himself.
just did that.
Yeah, but we didn't find anything.
So
And
we
now that
did
it's darker, you think we're gonna find something?
I don't
Sweet
know.
girl, Thanks.
we checked the forest and the quote unquote dungeon where went down, right?
I have a feeling if we even got close to that little guy, if we didn't see him first and he saw us, he'd hide.
So what you're saying is we need to use Stussy?
It may be why.
Probably.
I would say that Sweet Bill at this point would say something. He'd say, "It may be wise, if that's the case, to leave someone." And then right before he could finish it, he's like, "You're the one who shot at me!" And then like she throws a shoe at him, which hits his head, and he doesn't have any reaction to it. He just stays staring at her.
Wow.
Penguin,
Nice.
Penguin just, yeah, like Penguin's like, you deserved it. Like, got that look on his face.
It may be wise for me to stay here then. If you are still looking for this individual, you can come and pick me up later. I do have someone who can get me out of here.
Mm,
I'd honestly
Yeah.
rather leave the dragon that we don't know behind rather than you.
I want off of this island, and I'm gonna get off of it one way or the other, she says, pointing to the boat she had prepared.
Okay, take your little rowboat.
No. And Penguin actually looks pretty attached to this here dragon on account of their eidolon, you know?
Penguin, what's if you... Oh wait, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah. We're gonna help you find your brother. I mean, you're not gonna leave this island without him, I think is what you said, right?
I don't want to.
Well, it seems
Surely
like
they
he's...
can link back up with each other. They were doing just fine without us.
Were they? Were they really?
Debatable.
It does seem as if he's
I'm
attracted
not
to your
entirely clear.
performance.
How long have you been here, by the way?
About a little over 100 years, she says.
Damn, sounds boring.
Yeah. So they've been handling themselves for quite a while.
Muku came a couple of years ago. He's not really my brother, but he may as well be. He's the only dragon I've met out here who's nice to me. My actual brothers aren't so nice.
Am I to guess that they lord over the other abandons?
You'd be right.
Oh wait, you're blue.
Yeah, that is the color I am.
That is what I am.
Well, we looked all around,
All right.
so that we can either lose time or go ahead to Kokoato.
Okay. I've technically met this character, right? Because he was running the talent show.
Oh, yes. Yes, you have.
So theoretically, I could send him a message and figure out if he is sleeping right now.
Yeah, okay.
Is this the guy that got a shack that he thought was a mansion?
No, this was the guy running the talent show.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Mini dragon.
So I'm going to I'm gonna rattle up a dream message, and I'm gonna try to like appear as his sister dragon in a dream, and like express to him that well for one, that this is a message and not just a dream,
Yeah.
and secondarily that you need to come out of hiding. Big sis needs your help.
We need your help.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna tell him to meet us on the surface. And do I get, when I cast this, do I get a ping
Yes,
back
you do get your
immediately?
TCP ping back immediately.
That rat is asleep. He's been evading us while snoring.
That's impressive.
Wait a minute. How is he supposed to be doing that asleep? It would take him way longer to fly over to Coco Atoll, so that means someone must have grabbed him. Either that or
What?
he's hiding inside the forest, she says, looking out there. But
Yeah.
you guys looked, didn't
It-
you? And you couldn't find him.
Each one of us looked separately. None of us came across him.
So,
We
do-
found
do-
these things, and he gestures to the fireball necklace and the clay tablets.
I was looking for that thing everywhere, he says, pointing to the fireball necklace.
Ah,
What the
Well, it
looks
dragon
good
need a
on me,
fireball
doesn't it?
necklace for?
I'm not really good at making fire. I'm blue, she says. And
so
Yeah.
I've tried to
I
make
thought
blue
that,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure blue dragons can make fire. Isn't the blue dragon we killed on Mercy, didn't that breathe fire?
I think blue is thunder.
I actually don't. That actually was not a blue
No.
dragon you killed. That was a black dragon.
Oh, black dragon?
Yeah.
I forgot, I thought it was blue.
Yeah.
But oh, but by the way, did your shadow thing ever bite someone to death?
Bite someone to death? She asks.
Yes, we
Yes,
found
that
this
is,
hoof. He pulls out the hoof from his saddlebag. Look,
You've been keeping that?
well, yeah, we may need it.
Yeah,
What
she
I was
like.
going to do? Throw it away?
Yeah, that's so
What
good.
if you lose a hoof and we need to
Yeah.
put a new one on you?
This feels very knightish. So I'm gonna give you a hero point. I actually really like
Yay!
that you kept that. But she's also gonna jump back and be like, "Get that away from me! That used to be my friend."
Okay, but this is a pertinent question.
No,
your
I would
creature
never
ill?
eat. I would never eat anyone. She says. That's why I was trying to get off.
Then what ate him? What else is on this island?
The Lady of Archibast, she says after a bit of a pause.
A ghost ate it?
Oh no, that sounds like a scapegoat.
Scapegoat.
Deadpan from Pingwing. He's like looking at Sivrev.
I already told you I can't answer everything, so that's all I'm gonna let you know, she says, looking over back at her rowboat. All I can tell you is that
I
I'd
don't
never
know.
eat one of my friends, or anyone who'd tolerate being around me.
Maybe Muku ate him.
She thinks to
Well.
herself, no, he doesn't even like meat. I tried to make him eat an oingo.
A dragon that doesn't eat meat. You think you've seen it all, and then you come to a new planet.
Well, that is one possibility because we did see that dragon going down, following after some pony.
What?
So, do you remember that small dragon that someone called out for him to go down with him? And then we went down, like where he went down. We
Yeah,
found this there. So maybe
There's
someone
another
ate him.
Hmm. Oh no, he's not been eaten. I've just confirmed that he's alive.
He might be inside some creature's stomach.
I've relayed a message to him in a dream, and I know that he's alive because I know that he's asleep.
Maybe
Well,
the lady of Archibast took him to Archibast's mission.
yeah. That seems to be a recurring thing here. The Lady of Archibast was at that festival, right, causing problems. It's here.
now it's here.
I
yes.
think Sivweb either A, were being stalked by this particular lady, or B, this is just something that needs to be dealt with. All these people out here, just toward probably the other part of the disc, seem to be having some problems with this lady. I think we should go find her, coax her out. What do you think?
I don't know.
It's probably a
This-
safe thing
This
to do.
spirit will be my concern when I see it.
Well, let's go ghost hunting. And he looks toward Nightshine. You got all the weird stuff for that, don't you?
Nightshine is not on this planet, so he cannot answer.
Or wait, Night Vale.
Ah.
Sorry, wrong night.
Ah, what?
You got all that, and it looks sort of like all
Nice
your
shot.
thaumaturgy weird stuff that you got your little fulu on your hat. You know how to call a spirit, don't you?
No.
You don't?
Why would I?
Do you look like the
Well-
kind of person who would?
Call a spirit. I don't understand your logic here.
Hmm.
Was that not your study then?
What do
Oh.
you study?
My study is healing people with hammers and medicine.
Okay. So
You
what are
feel
we
it-
doing then? Are we
Cocoato.
are we abandoning the abandon, or are we going back to search one more time?
It is called the Abandon.
Well, clearly, Lady of Archibast might be here, and like I said, she might be stalking us. I think we should deal with
I don't
that
know
problem.
how foggy does it look at this exact moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna judge this off of.
Yeah.
Well,
It's actually not
looks-
too foggy.
It's
But
not
it
it's
is
not
quite
foggy
dark.
enough.
Long said that the dragon was definitely not here, so shrug.
As I can
What do
tell.
you mean he said? Oh yeah. Look,
Right.
I will tell me, would one of your brothers think it funny to take the little one? To pull one on you?
She thinks to herself, that seems like them, but I haven't seen them in a long time. I don't know what I could have done to piss them off.
Well, if we're certain that they're not on this island, but they're sleeping somewhere, then perhaps we should check the next abandon. They might be on their way there right now.
Well, if you know, if you did find something, I could make it worth your while. I am a dragon, after all, she says, pulling out a bag, which presumably has gold because of how much clinking you can hear in it.
All right, how many of the party has this convinced to research the island?
Which one?
Well, I assume Triple, is she saying she's like willing to pay us to
Yeah, this is
give
your
a
little
second look
quest
at this island?
notification. Not this
Yeah.
island, to look at the other islands and find what happened to this lad.
Well then,
Nah, I'm down. I mean, I'm a wizard.
I mean, if
That's
it's
my
not
whole
too
thing.
far out of our way, it's not like we're doing something else super pressing right now, and we could always follow the coin.
It's not like the
Next,
tournament is X days away.
Exactly.
It's,
Yeah,
thankfully, the
this is
tournament is
now.
just
so
the
we have
right
plenty
amount.
plenty of time to explore this planet while we wait for that. So
Yeah, that's then. This is now.
we'll let's go to the that abandon right over there, just as soon as I figure out how to pronounce it.
That's a Nahelulu abandon.
Nahelelu abandoned, she says. That's at least what the locals call it. But I never really bothered going there because it's not my territory. And if I step foot on that... Oh no. If Muku steps foot on that on his own, he's gonna be dead. We need to check out those abandons ASAP.
Okay. What'll happen to the people here when you leave? Will they
I
will the
don't...
effect fade?
Some of them have been here for so long that I don't think the effect, whether or not it's around, makes much of a difference. But maybe it'll help out a little bit. Honestly, I just
Wonderful.
wanted someone to be around. And they were the only ones who would tolerate being around me, so it's fine. If I'm going to be on your ship, by the way, do you happen to have anywhere where I can wash my where I could wash my talons? She says, or I guess
Oh,
claws.
I got all. I think if I recall correctly, there was I had a lot of soaps or something. Somebody had
Yeah.
lots of soaps. Yeah.
I'll be needing one of those once per week, on average at least. But if it's a bad week where there's a lot of germs, I'll need 2.
I gotta teach you a little spell,
No.
miss.
Wow,
Uh,
that frequently?
Probably
like,
not the hardest thing to come by.
Pingwing
Mhm.
actually shows off a little bit to her. He's like, I gotta show you a little spell. Watch this, and he gets his talons dirty on some dirt or something, and then just uses prestidigitation, and it goes away.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, it just doesn't beat the satisfaction of knowing that it's all off. Don't you know that germs are
Well.
invisible? She probably rant on about something with
Yeah,
germs,
yeah.
but
She's
Anyway, enough showing off. Let's hoist those sails.
Avanti.
Yes, well said.
All right, one event coming up.
I'm gonna take you
Row,
guys to another
push
map.
the gas. Yeah.
I don't
Us
know if
away,
you guys
Row.
could see this. Oh, yeah. Let me actually put
Do
the
not
fist
have
of
a
Bruce.
token.
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
this
This
our-
kind of. This might
Yeah, the
work.
whirlpool.
Oh,
Yeah,
Got
you
me
just
Maelstrom.
kind of flying up over this maelstrom whirlpool. I'm
is
just
the
gonna
one
leave.
under the abandon?
Yeah. You're kind of flying. You get a good look at it as you're
As we're
flying
getting up
away.
and off the ocean. Did you know that spirals are one of the oldest symbols known?
Where'd you learn that, lad? Rue asked.
I learned that growing up.
Oh.
You know,
You guys
there
were
was
under.
one of my friends once said that there was a massive spiral to be seen among all of the stars, but I don't know how he could tell that from the vantage of a planet.
Interesting.
I heard that if you see someone whose flank tattoo is a spiral, you best stay away from them. You'll never. That means that any relationship you have with them will eventually not go well.
Yeah, why's that?
Well, you see, and then we're gonna Jimmy Neutron away from that conversation.
Yeah.
As he
Okay.
goes into
Great verb. Since we're in since there's some privacy now, I would ask Bell. What exactly has Shemesh done?
what did he do this time? Yeah. All right. Where do you guys? Why don't we pull you guys actually to the little map inside here, real quick? No, not this one.
Oh yeah, I gotta find which one was my room. I think it's this one.
Why do you get the big room?
Well, he is
Because
big.
I'm big.
I actually, yeah, I think he specified that when we were making it. He was like, I get the room with the lopsided thing.
Oh yeah, the wall is like slightly wrong.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while this conversation is happening, by the way, could somebody give me a 1d100?
Yep, sure we go.
Yeah.
You want it like normal or?
Also, a note: as we pass over that like
Wow.
micro island that is between here and the next abandon, I'm gonna spyglass at it just to see if
Oh,
there's
okay.
anything.
I'm going to add that to the queue of things that will happen.
Yeah.
Alright, because there are a couple of things that will happen. I guess Rue is still scared somehow because of the dragon. Still scared
Yeah.
of the presence of what was her name again?
He's shivering in the timbers and everything.
Stussy, yeah. Unfortunately, it uses the old token. I don't know why. I'm gonna try and fix that. I think it might be because... Oh, yeah. Okay, so this data is actually not tied to this one, so I'm gonna quickly update
Perhaps
this.
it is incomplete.
There we go. Update the token. Put her down here. And she's too big. She has to stay in the storage room down here. And she's just like, don't you have anything that's any bigger? I can wash my claws right here, she says, looking at this tiny like little barrel in there, and she's putting her claws inside there, which is like meant for bathing. They're very big. Okay. Meanwhile, up here, Sweet Bill is with you, Sivrev. Quite a lot has happened in our absence. It appears that Shemesh is far older than both of us thought. I don't know what his...
How old?
It must be at least several hundred years.
That can't be right.
I thought the same thing too when I first knew about it. But apparently he's had influences far beyond just our planet.
It's not natural for a unicorn to live that long.
Did Shemesh ever inform you of other groups besides the one that was on Mercy Eden that was affiliated with us?
Seekers beyond mercy? No, I thought we were a very small thing.
And I suppose that must have been what he told everyone. The Stellar Seekers are far beyond just that planet. In fact, this planet itself seems to just be his latest rendition in whatever he was doing. But it seems that what he was up to was developing these artifacts using divine magic. I don't know much about them other than they're all called grimoires. They're books. I had the misfortune of encountering one, though. It says as he closes his eyes, and I don't know, we flashback One Piece style. It was on an island not too far from here. There wasn't much of a presence of Armada nor Coven. I was pleased at first to find some signs of the Stellar Seekers, he says. But then, I noticed that the planet was completely empty. I started to look around. Till eventually I found out that everyone had died to some kind of plague. As someone who had known a little bit about medicine for my days from being a paladin, I of course had to investigate, he says. But what I found is that they all died from a disease that I've never encountered before. In fact, the symptoms were unique to every single individual. Some of them had died of vomiting, others had died of some kind of coughing sickness, and some of them simply had sepsis. However, they all died around the same time. I was able to track down and find out that it only took them 3 days. This was a mystery, though, until I found out this tome. It was in a language I could barely recognize, but the one that I had seen in some of the ancient books in the library. This tomb, though, seemed to contain a spell. And that spell was the only thing that could have explained such an odd occurrence. I had seen
So
Shemesh
he's
making
made
it.
books that create plagues, or spells, I should say.
Yes, he says. He's created books that are immensely powerful. And back when I was in the Stellar Seekers, as you know, I was high up. I was close to him. He was making another one of these. Supposedly, this was to help someone attain enlightenment, so that their spirit could be with the stars forever. At least that's what he told me. But he never allowed me to see what the words were saying, actually. I believed him, of course, because, as we all knew, divine magic is a dangerous thing. I would never dare tamper in divine magic in such an unregulated way. I'd rather leave that to the master.
Well,
But the more that I've investigated him, the more it becomes clear the reason why he didn't want us to see it is because these tombs are only capable of evil. What frightens me, though, is not just the possibility that he's made these, but the fact that if the Coven finds them, they will assuredly start to investigate how they can use it themselves.
Well, that would be... I wouldn't put it past them, I guess. I've never known the Coven to do anything but destroy divine relics. But I guess if it was useful enough to them. And we have no idea of his true motivation behind creating these tools of destruction.
As far as I can tell, no. It must have been for the same reason that he destroyed our home. Do you remember what happened there?
I was never able to fully understand. Pretty much everyone else was dead. I saw the ruin of it, but all I knew was that he had done something wrong. I know that he incited the problem there.
I can tell you that it surely must have not been a mistake. The ones that I found dead on that island were Stellar Seekers as well. I cannot look at these sequences of events and simply assume that they were created out of accident.
So he gathers followers to acquire a sizable enough sacrifice for these spells of his.
Yes. And I have good reason to believe that there is one on this island here. That tournament that
Do you
they're
have any
holding.
lead beyond it being on Archibast?
Yes, I do, he says. There's a legendary dungeon on this planet. However, I know somebody who's already been into it. I didn't have the...
Oh, really?
I didn't have the coin to pay him to go back inside, though.
The same one that's the royalty touts at being new and unopened?
That's true, yes. Have you managed to beat
Uh,
anyone named Moonplanter?
Oh, we've come across him.
I didn't have enough coin to pay him to go back inside. Unfortunately, whoever gets to that book first, as he did confirm, the book is inside there.
Yes, we've intercepted a correspondence saying as much.
From who?
How then? From let me remember. Because it was from, oh yeah, it was from the Night Lady. It's from one of the royals, right?
No, it was from Chemo.
The Royal Knights.
No, Chemo was the
Oh,
guy
oh yeah,
who pawned Savo.
it was supposed to be delivered to one of the knights,
Yeah.
but instead we gave it to Night Vale.
You gave it to Night Vale. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, a monk gave us a letter that was I think not intended for us.
Okay. So while this is happening, I'm quickly going to take a look at our queued roll real quick. Ah, thank you, Savo.
Cued. Let's look at how cute we are.
Okay.
Gotta
Okay.
go map out the rest of this shit.
Savo, you see something, hold on, I'm trying to think. What are you doing on the deck of the ship right now?
That's a good question. Unless Penguin was being busy elsewhere, doing important stuff, she'd be milling about.
Okay, so you're, for some reason though, you're going up to the, you're up on the top of the ship right now.
All right. Yeah.
I'm going to quickly change our ambience. Quick.
Oh boy.
Decided to come out to the side of the ship, and you see this shadow, this really big round shadow, slowly going over the deck.
Oh no! Don't tell me the yawning grew up even bigger. And then she
When
just
you
kind
look
of
up, you
looks
see a giant black orb over your ship.
Not again.
Oh,
Not these
Not an
orbs.
orb.
I'd much rather it be annoying right now.
Ring the orb alarm.
Yeah.
We need to have a bell on this ship ring in case of orb.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, right. This
That
is
was
on our way to
basically
the other-
squawking, to get everyone to
This is
notify
on our
everyone
way
of the
to the-
giant orb.
Penguin was midway through just watching this dragon in her fixations with washing her hands. He
Yeah.
was taking notes on it and just observing quietly. And before
Yeah,
the
notes
orb
on her
alarm.
hand washing. Nice.
Because he wants to see what her fixations are and probably correspond those to her Eilidon in some fashion. Try to pick up behavioral notes on things. Or less psychology thing, and then orb alarm goes off.
The orb alarm goes off. Yeah. You guys
Okay.
you guys then hear some a noise.
Like is that like inside the ship or from the
No,
orb?
it's from the orb.
Ah,
We're all up on the deck hearing this orb
Yeah, it goes
rumble at us.
I hear orb noises.
no! Why? He looks up. You stop that! That's what he's shouting up toward the orb.
And like the orb stops.
Well, I didn't actually expect that to work.
And it's coming towards you. It's encroaching at rapid speeds. Getting
Ah!
close.
Ooh, evasive maneuvers.
Stop again. Stop again.
Yeah, it's like
Can we get an evasion roll from
yeah,
some
go ahead,
pilot?
like an evasion roll.
Alright,
Yeah,
let me,
piloting. Do that thing.
yeah, what kind of roll is that? Do I need?
It's sailing lore.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Could
why
I
jumped
could
over
I
the-
roll occultism, religion, or anything to
It's too
to
dark to
recognize
make
this
out what
orb?
it is right now. It's like blocking out the sun as it's getting closer to you.
I make my own light.
It's too black.
It's too black. And
Alright,
it's
this
getting
is-
closer and closer, and then you shine your light.
I'm here.
Nice.
Oh,
Look at him!
Is that a whale?
Look at this thing.
You see a
Wait.
thing approaching you guys, and then it crashes into like it's giant, and it bumps into the ship. Your ship like slowly destabilizes, but it just sits
Ah!
there laying on it, looking at you guys.
Oh, jeez.
I heard stories about this creature.
what is even happening?
I remember the party saw a whale coming here or something like that. Back-
Yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I did mention that you guys saw some giant things just like in the distance on your journeys here. But
That's an orbital whale.
you'd be able to identify what the heck this thing is with a nature roll.
Ah, yes.
I'll certainly do that.
That's
I was just going to use my
nature,
thaumaturge
nature.
power.
jeez, what is this thing?
Yeah. Okay, Penguin, you know what this is. You read about it in a book maybe while you were absent from the party. This is a Levimoo.
The Levimoo.
But this
I
one's
should have
this one's
known.
a calf. Only a baby.
Look, Civlev, you're only supposed to ring the orb alarm if it's a wheel orb. This is a
I didn't ring
Levimoo.
the orb alarm.
There's like
Oh,
little
somebody
fins.
whacked
Oh,
his-
It slaps the
It's all
fins
good.
against like the sides of the ship, and the whole ship shakes a few times, and it blinks
Ah.
at you.
Hey,
Okay.
you stop that.
Throw Gunther at it. Maybe they can communicate.
Ah, right, the aquatic creatures. Gunter, go talk to this guy. Gunter comes out. And he's just honking at this thing to see if he can communicate. Are they on some level together? Like, can they communicate?
Well, it's a baby. It blinks at him a few times, and then slaps its
Mm.
fins against the deck a few more.
Gunter looks up at Pingwing like, "What do you want me to do?" Nah.
Arr!
like,
What the heck is this thing doing on deck? Rue says.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like orbit the little thing with some of my dancing lights to like distract it and sort of draw it just a little bit further away from the ship.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Brev, your pig is
I'm hoping
attracting
I can
whales.
laser pointer this little creature just so they don't
Yeah.
bump us again.
Go ahead. What kind of roll do you want to make for that? I'll take like religion or nature. Religion because
Sure.
I don't know, you're using the ability to captivate it.
I you know,
Diplomacy.
I'm not gonna
maybe.
question a reason to do a religion roll.
Yeah, okay. Maybe one time there was a sermon Shemesh gave that was like, ah, the
Yeah.
whale, what a noble creature.
I'm gonna make the the whale constellation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
a good
you're
roll.
Quite the artist there, Mr. Silverhead.
It's going to stay at a bit of a distance. Do you want it to go away? Is it a good enough roll that you could maybe make it go away
or keep it around a little bit. It seems fascinated with the little lights.
Yeah.
I
Where's
don't
our
I don't
ship?
mind the creature being around. I'm just trying to keep it from bumping the ship is all.
Yeah.
The zebra communicate its fascination with the lights.
I think it should be apparent that it's like following the orbs.
Well,
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
checking.
If you're looking away, there is a very big risk that it will like slowly encroach on you quietly as it just floats towards you and bumps its gigantic nose into you.
Okay.
Why
This
does
is
this
starting.
attract
one-
giant spheres?
There's one thing that's more apparent to Pingwing right now. If this
What?
thing is a baby, where are the parents? And are we in danger? Like,
You tell me. You're the one who rolled the
Yeah.
identify.
right? I guess another nature check is in order.
Do you know, do these things strike out on their own as children, or is this a little orphan here?
Yeah. Let's see this.
Yeah. Maybe like Rue is saying, he's like saying, "Oh no, I know these things. If it's far away enough from its, I've seen once they grow large, they can eat an entire ship. We'll all be dead soon." But then you know, Penguin, that these things actually don't really like to come near planets. They're very shy. They usually fly out in like the skies, away from planets. So this thing being here is kind of weird. And if the parent was coming, you'd probably see it coming. Well,
Yeah.
something. So
It
it's
just
just
sneaks up on him as well, just the
A
parent snoop.
planet-sized whale sneaks up on us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Roll the stealth check like it's astronomical.
Yeah, well, this thing is still.
Alright.
While you're doing that, Pingwing, and thinking about it, it's going to bump into the back of you with its giant nose. And it's
What?
like
What do you want?
it's blinking at you. It's curious about your bags or something, and is going to try and grab it with its mouth.
Ah, no. Hey, he holds like a bag away. There is things in here that do not need to be consumed. He says, like pulling away like his bag, which is full of things like bestial mutagens and stuff, right?
It just
Like,
blinks at you. It doesn't really care, so it just
yeah.
it keeps, it's gonna keep staring at that thing. Like, you know how dogs will stare at like your food when you're
Yeah.
you're, like pulling it away. It'll just track it.
All right, Mr. Sivweb, we have two options here. Like,
Yeah.
either option A, we scare this thing away, or option B, give it some food and hope that it doesn't follow it. I don't know how that wouldn't make it
I
follow
don't
us,
think
but
we have enough food for this thing.
Penguin,
kinda
how does it taste?
Look, I'm not gonna kill it. He bonks you.
You don't have to. I can do it for you. Just
No!
want it to be worth it.
Bonks you again.
Ow.
Like, bad thoughts. Don't let those intrusive thoughts win, Mr. Night Vale.
Those bones are making me hungry, Penguin.
No.
The thing is, I can only project dancing lights a maximum of 150 feet. So
Now, here would be
I probably can't get it far away enough from the ship for it to ignore us.
here would be the next question then. More from a thing of safety for this particular creature. Are they hunted here quite often? Is it illegal? Are they endangered? Should
I
we just
mean,
try to scare it out of the
You
place?
said
is
it
what I'm saying.
yourself. It's a bit out of its element being this close to a world or interstellar creatures.
Yeah, that would pretty much be it. Like, you don't know. There's not even much protocol to follow with that because most people would never see a Levamu this close to a planet.
There's not much we can do about it, really,
Uh,
unless I'm sure you're with me in not having the heart to hurt the poor things.
Oh,
And
of
now
course.
it's chewing on the side of the ship because it's like
okay.
trying to
hey,
chew on anything.
It
It's
is
like trying to chew
assuredly a
barrel.
problem.
Yeah, and he tries to go like, "Hey, back off!" and he yells, right?
We need
Yeah.
to get it to lose interest somehow, and hopefully
Yeah.
it will drift off into space again.
How are you intimidating it, Pigwig?
Like he just tries to he flails his arms like, "Hey, back off that thing!"
It like opens its mouth and like puts its arms in your mouth, and then
Oh,
it
no.
can't really bite it, so you just pulls away, and you just get a bunch of slobber on your arms.
Oh. He flings it at Sivrev. Look at all this. Like,
I-
You fling it at Sivrev.
I'm gonna immediately cast shield.
Shield. That's base.
Cast shield as a reaction.
All right.
It looks like we're getting close to the atoll. As like the sun is starting to come up, and you guys are very tired right now.
We might have to
Yes.
pull out the big guns. He says,
We
emphasis on big, right? Gesturing down to the dragon friend. Think that they could scare this thing off?
What if we just do a barrel roll?
As much as I would like to, no.
Why? Just hold to your feathers.
All right.
See maybe you see
There
maybe...
is.
Oh yeah.
I could try to scare it away.
It'd be best to
myself.
try to scare this thing away from, and he gestures toward if there's any lights. Because I'm really willing to bet that the closer this thing is to civilization, the more poachers are going to be there.
Okay.
This
but
thing isn't gonna aggro if it gets scared, is it?
You don't know.
I don't know.
That was a question to the group. Like, I
uh,
don't want to scare this thing if it's gonna attack us. Is there any way
I
to lure
can
this
try
thing
to
away?
scare this thing away, but if I do, it's probably gonna tell everyone this side of the disc where we are.
Okay. He's looking in his bag of tricks here.
So, what do you say? I can, let's say, shoot off a flare, essentially, and I hope it follows it.
All right. Aim it towards your favorite constellation, Sivrev.
Okay, so I'm gonna do two things here. The first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm trying to do these like simultaneously. Is I'm gonna roll like intimidation just to try to get the thing to go. I'm gonna shout at it.
Yeah.
And
Get out of here.
and I'm not gonna point this at it or anything, but I'm going to like for added effect, I'm going to cast like a revelation off into the heavens, and like I'm just gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot a line like a laser pointer up to the stars.
Yeah, that's a good
at
idea.
a 45-degree angle, and I'm hoping that this little creature is interested in that and follows the bolt of light.
It blinks scared as it like shakes away, and then it starts going in the opposite direction of your moonbeam and flies beneath the ship.
Aw. Sivrev.
Well,
Look, I
I
tried.
think we're kind of stuck with this thing then.
Oh, God.
It doesn't seem to be around
What do you
anywhere,
want
though.
me to do? I can't hurt it.
I know.
It's gone, lads. Don't worry. Look, it went for the ocean. Those things it'll just swim down there.
Is he like? I guess he just went under the ship, right? He didn't like.
You
dive
didn't go
into the
inside.
ocean?
Yeah, no. It seems it dived for the ocean, actually.
Oh, he's
Like,
not
did
in the
we
big
hear a
swirly.
splash?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we're
that's
past
pretty
the
far
swirly.
down.
We're like
Okay.
halfway to the
Yeah.
thingy.
The Cocoa Atoll.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where we're going? I thought we were going to the abandon.
That's where we
Okay, yeah. All right, you're going
Is it
straight
not
for the abandon. Oh, yeah. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
I mean,
For some reason,
are
I
we
thought-
over that island in between yet? I was gonna peer at that to see. if
Yeah,
there
that's
was
a good
anything on it.
question. All right.
I'm
Give me a
gonna- I'm gonna
1d100.
spyglass that.
Mm-hmm.
So that I've driven it underneath the water.
Yes.
Is that for certain, or is it just out of sight?
It seems to be quite out of sight at this point. Yeah. Give me a 1d100 for that island, actually.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna roll perception. 1d100.
this for you. Kicker, you peer onto the island, and you see the giant bones of some kind of creature. They're big bones.
Oh man.
What just happened? Where did my web browser go?
Real quick. So if
I
you guys
still hear the sounds of it. Sorry.
real quick. I'm sorry for quickly bringing this up, guys, but I actually wanted to prepare a little bit more content for Nihil Leilu Abandon. Same thing with Coco Atoll. So I was wondering if I could end the session right now. I will have a lot more next session, just because I've been preparing so
see.
much for it.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I've been preparing quite a lot of
I
tokens,
guess.
and because of that, I didn't have enough time to work on the dungeon for that one. Would that be all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean,
you
if
got-
it's
if you gotta-
if it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
I mean,
Pingwing is
I'd
the-
certainly like to keep going. I was there's certainly a couple other things I was gonna converse about.
what did you could talk a little bit longer, yeah, but I'm just letting you know that once we actually get there to wherever we are, that probably is where we'll end the session.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pingwing is currently going to the Orb Alarm sign that we have, and he's adding under it for orbs only.
For orbs only.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks. I'm trying to make a sign. It's been on my to-do list to make a bit of an alarm for that.
I
Yeah,
don't know
so,
why these orbs are always causing problems.
I don't know why this ship is a magnet for them. It's crazy.
For orbs.
Maybe it's the geometry. He says he's looking at the ship's dimensions.
To be
like,
fair,
I don't know.
it was another ship
hard-
that the other orb got attracted to.
It's
Yeah.
irrelevant. No.
Pigwing is just looking at the front of their ship. Like maybe this thing thought we were like.
I mean, it's possible that some geometry attracts others, depending upon the shape. I mean, there are some certain beetles that you can take the shells from, and by the geometry alone, you can levitate with them. So it's possible. I don't know. If it is something with the dimensions, it's a mystery to me so far.
Yup. Pingwing kind of just spends a couple minutes looking down into the ocean, verifying that our wonderful, huge, ship-sized friend was indeed, swimming off for a second.
You can't make
That
heads or
was-
tails of where it went.
Yeah,
But it's
scratches
not
his head a
here.
little bit. All right, well, I'm sure I'm sure it can't really sneak up on us again. At least not in
Hopefully.
broad daylight.
Yeah, it is starting to get earlier in the morning now.
Yeah, Penguin goes down to our dragon friend now. I assume that they're still washing their hands, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, sorry about that, Orb Alarm, you know how it is.
What was it? She says.
Certainly not an orb. It was a big thing. It was like he described it was a Lermu?
A Leviamu.
A whale.
Leviamu.
Yeah.
Leviamu.
I think Leviamu actually sounds pretty funny, so I might change it to Leviamu.
Yeah. It's it was orbular in structure, he says. A Leviamu. You ever heard of him?
I think I've heard of their meat, she says. I think I had Leviamu meat once.
Okay, well, and he actually thinks that that's interesting. Is it legal?
I only saw it once, he says.
Interesting. Who provided it?
That was back when I was with my brothers, she says. We just got it one time when we were traveling here.
Hmm.
Yeah. I can't
you admit-
imagine it's easy to kill an adult. Must
Yeah,
be very hard to come by.
either that or it's illegal to hunt the things. Penguin's just making a mental note. Mental note added. I wonder what the Coven thinks of these things. Well, they you kind of been at that a while. Gestures the tub.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just getting used to it, she says, pulling her claws out.
Okay, well, he kind of like looks around. If germs are your fixation here, I think that it would be better if we angled that energy toward something more helpful. And he says trying to be diplomatic about it, one might say, and gesturing to some maybe some cleaning tools that are around the ship.
Oh, yes, let's look at the state of this place, she says. It's terrible,
There
and
we
she's
go.
going to start clearing it.
Yeah, if they're gonna be cleaning up, he's just gonna, he's gonna encourage it, but more in a positive way. Like, hey, I mean, if you want to clean up the ship, by all means,
Yeah, she'd be pretty on board with that, actually. Now, here's the question. Does the party have any other things planned here, or are you just kind of heading towards the Nahelawelu abandon?
Yeah, I think we're heading towards the abandon first to find the little guy, and then we'll probably stop at Coco Atoll to resupply and everything. I was going to go back to address two other things. I was going to ask Belle what they were talking about earlier about why did they think largeness could have been hereditary.
Yeah, you get back to him and he's asleep.
Damn it. All right. Well,
So do we actually have a game plan for searching this island for this little guy?
we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I figured
well,
that.
If they're asleep, then I can't address that right now. I was gonna go to Long, and I was going to inquire about their services.
Oh?
I need to see if you can add a little something to the ship for me.
Oh, what are you thinking?
A proper telescope, something more than this little spyglass.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Most of my star charts for this world are a bit crude. The only accurate ones I have are from back on Mercy. They don't look the same here.
Okay. So I guess a couple follow-up questions for that. How powerful are you wanting it?
Oh, I'm not asking for an observatory. I don't want to weigh down the ship. Just
but
a sizable thing that I might be able to go up on deck with and chart the sky.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So yeah, thinking about that for a second, I think I can make that work. However, there's going to be some material that we'll need to procure.
Yes, I assume this will have to wait until we stop at civilization.
Yes. Or if there's a time enough to make molds and acquire enough of a certain type of sand, I could potentially cast our own lenses, but that's a little precise. It might be better to do that on land somewhere. And unless we can find prints for different yeah.
I'm not asking you to make anything from scratch. Just the next time we're in town, see if you can get the materials.
Sure. However, I may need to borrow your spyglass for a day or two so I can copy it.
I see. If they're really that similar.
Ideally, I can just make an upscaled version of that.
Okay, as long as you can put it back together.
I should be able to put this back together, yes.
Alrighty. My downtime activity would be, I just want to put this out here. I need to make a roll to pull out my alchemy kit, if you will, and I want to make my own formula for the Eagle Eye elixir, which will cost some gold.
Okay.
That one will be DC 15 at level 1, so I'll do that crafting check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could possibly go wrong. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like you got... I think that means you get to keep half of your gold, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much what it is, so I only spend 2 gold for this thing.
All right. Anything else?
Is there any other alchemical things or spells or anything that you want Pingling to be researching into before we get to this place? That's my big thing, because if we're looking for somebody, that's why I got like Eagle Eye Elixir. I'm not sure if you guys have any other things in mind that you think might be helpful, but I am a wizard. Ask now. The things. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Going once, going twice. I think that's it.
All right.
I think we've discussed everything.
Yep.
All right.
Loose
Well-
ends are wrapped up.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. I think I will be then wrapping up session here. Don't worry, because I will actually have a lot more prepared for next time. We will see.
Yes.
So,
No,
see you guys
take your
later.
time. Take your
All
time.
right.
All right.
Don't worry
9
about it.
hour
Bye, bye,
session
bye,
next
bye,
week.
bye.
Let's